Hey everyone, and welcome to Crafty Kiara. Today we are going to be working on making roses for our Valentine's Day tree. Now this, I can't say was an original idea of my own. I did look through the internet for different things because I saw people making really great rose wreaths, but they're so big they weren't going to go on my little 6-foot tree. So I saw somebody making roses using the technique I'm going to show you in the video today for wreaths, and all I did was I scaled it down. So I'll have the dimensions and stuff in the video on what you need to use, but this is using your Dollar Tree Deco Mesh, using a cardboard, a zip tie, and a chenille stem. Like, very straightforward, very simple, and I think they came out really good. I have a video here showing them on the tree. So I was really excited on how they came out. You can also do these for other holidays as well, but I really wanted to add some flowery element to my Valentine's Day tree. So I was really excited how these came out, and let's go ahead and get into the project. Alright, so let's go over what we have for the project. You're going to need a ruler so you can draw out your template, and I'll show you that here in a few. You're going to need a cutting tool. I have a rotary cutter here. You can use scissors. And of course you're going to want to get your Deco Mesh. This is from Dollar Tree, and it's a 6-inch by 5-yard roll. It's going to make about 1 1/4 flowers. And then here is a chenille stem that we're going to use to make our flowers attached to the tree. You're going to have a zip tie to help gather everything behind the flower. You need your pencil, of course. And then here is the template I was talking about. So to make the flowers the size we're doing in the video, your template's going to need to be 4.5 by 4.5. You're going to draw crisscross lines all the way across, dividing it into sections. And on those sections, you're going to put your dots. So you're going to have one in the center here, and then 1 inch out on each of the lines. You're going to have, in this case, I have blue dots to show them to you. And then these are red dots here, which indicate where the chenille stem is going to go through. Now, this template's helpful so you can make all your flowers the same size. It's also easy so you can just use it to draw out on your cardboard pieces. So that's what I use here. I just use cardboard. You can see it's a little bit off center, but that's okay because you're going to be moving the rose petals around as you're forming it. So it doesn't have to be super straight, but you definitely want to make sure it's something sturdy that you can use. And in this case with the cardboard, it bends a little bit. So the chenille stem is going to go through as I'm showing you here, and you're just going to twist it on the back. Make sure you don't completely block the center point here because that's where the center rose petal is going to go. Alright, so let's cut our pieces. So for the Deco Mesh, you're going to need a square piece. So we're going to do 6 inches by 6 inches and just lay it out on your cutting pad if you have, or if you need to use a ruler, whatever. I like using the rotary cutter because it makes a quick cut along there without a bunch of the Deco Mesh coming apart. Of course, you can use scissors as well. So once you cut these pieces, we're going to lay them on top of each other, and we're going to make a square. This is just doubling up the material. Try to make it as square as possible. It's going to want to curl on you. And now we're going to make a triangle. So for this first piece, you're going to make a triangle like this, and then you're going to do something extra that you're not doing with the other pieces, and that's going to be to fold in these pieces to make a nice little center loop, I guess you can say, in the center for the rose petals. So that kind of gives you the center of the rose. Now you're going to gather these pieces here, you're going to trim it off like so that way you can push it through the center of the cardboard. So let's go ahead and do that here. So I'm just going to move the chenille stem a little bit. I'm going to loosen it so I can push it over. And we're going to go ahead and put this through the center. You want to make sure your holes are big enough for you to pull the chenille, or pull the Deco Mesh through, but not all the way through, obviously. But enough that it keeps it kind of tight, and you're going to see a bunch sticks out on the back. Okay, so this is our center point of the rose, and I think that looks pretty good. We're going to go ahead and tighten up the chenille stem. That way it is ready for when we're going to put this on the tree. And that looks pretty good. Alright, so if you need your holes to be bigger, I just used a pencil like this and just pushed it through. Again, you don't want to make them too big, but that's an easy way to get it just about the right size. Alright, so let's go ahead and cut for the petals. Now you're going to do the same thing. You're going to go ahead and you're going to cut your 6 by 6 square of the Deco Mesh. And again, you're going to need 2 pieces per petal. Go ahead and do that here. Be careful, don't cut yourself. It's very easy to do. Alright, so we're going to line this up, make our square again, And this time all we're going to do is we're just going to make a triangle. Let's go ahead and fold that over. And now I'm just going to gather the bottom part here. So we're just going to gather it so it has a nice curve to the Deco Mesh to make your petal shape. I'm just going to twist the bottom here a little bit. Don't do it too much because it'll start spreading apart. Now, you see the back of the petal there for the center? I'm going to put my first one here. You can put it anywhere along the outside that you want. I just like to make that a starting point. And you're going to pull it through and see how we start to have a little bit of a formation of a flower right here, even with the first piece. So now you're going to want to continue around. You don't want to skip holes or anything. You want to make sure that you go in order. Alright, so let's go ahead and make our other petal here, and I'll show you. This is going to go right next to the one we just did. Twist this here. Alright, let's go ahead and stick that in there next to it. Alright, now Deco Mesh likes to stick to itself, so it gets a little bit frustrating if it wants to grab onto another piece. Just take your time and make sure you're not getting hung up on your other pieces, or it's, you know, going cockeyed like here. You know, I need to kind of push it in a little bit so it goes behind the other one. We are going to move these around and readjust them, but I want to get all the petals on first before we do that. So you can pull a little bit and it makes it a little tighter. You can see we're getting a nice curve to the petals, which is going to make the rose look pretty cool. Alright, so let's go ahead and put on our last petal here. I only have one hole left, and we're going to go ahead and place that in, and then we'll be able to start shaping our rose petals into more of a rose look. Right now, the petals are going to give you more of a spiral look, which is still cool, but not exactly what we're looking for our rose. So we're going to start in the middle section here, and we're going to start moving and alternating the petals so that way they have more of an overlap and not a swirl. So take your time. You're going to probably mess with this for a while. Don't get too caught up on, you know, perfection on this. You kind of just want to eyeball it and see what looks good to you. You might move things around a couple times. The Deco Mesh might stick to itself, so make sure you go through carefully and form it. And you're probably still going to mess with it even after you get to the point where you think it looks good. Once you're done shaping it, go ahead and trim up some of the pieces like that. You don't want to pull the strings out because it'll mess up your shape. Flip the flower over so we have it on the top there, and then you're going to gather all your petal pieces and the chenille stem with your zip tie. This is going to give you a little bit more added stability when you're putting it on the tree. If you do it without doing this, you might accidentally push a petal out if it gets pushed up against a tree branch. So we'll go ahead and do that, and now we're going to trim our cardboard, because at certain points you're going to be able to see it behind the petal, and you might not want that, but you don't want to trim a circle because the cardboard is actually adding support for your petals so they don't flop down. So just kind of trim those off a little bit. Again, trim off any little stray pieces that you have, but don't go too crazy with it. And here is our flower, our rose that we will attach to the tree with our chenille stems. Alright, so see, not too bad at all, and you can make some really cool roses for your tree. So if you have any questions or comments, please put those down below. I like to look through those and see if we have anything that might make this a better project. I know I'm kind of just using what we have from the Dollar Tree and some other basic materials, but hey, it works, and I think they came out really great. Did you use something different? Did you make the bigger form for wreaths? Because I haven't tried that yet. You do need the larger Deco Mesh for that, and I have some, but it's not exactly Valentine's Day colors. They're more nautical, so I'll have to see if I could do something with that down the road. But anyway, don't forget to like and subscribe to our channel. Follow us on social media at all the various social media things I have here on the bottom, and of course all of our links are down in the description. Don't forget to check out our store at Crafty Kiara shop on Etsy. Don't forget to check out our blog too at craftykiara.com. Now, if you need some of the measurements for the template that we used in today's video, I will put those down in the description, so that way you can make the same size roses based on what we used for the Deco Mesh from Dollar Tree. So that's it. Please check out our next video, which is going to be about the tree topper. And that'll be the end of our videos for the Valentine's Day tree. And again, we will start working on our St. Patty's Day tree really soon. I'll see you guys in the next video.